Okay, ladies and gentlemen, after the fervid excitement of the Singing Waiters, the good news is I can't hold a note in a bucket, so that's the only song you're going to be getting this afternoon. Right, if you just want to take your seats and calm down, mop those fevered brow after the love train, we are going to go on to the next category this afternoon at the Inspirational Women Awards. And this time we've got 3 fantastic stories for you as we move on to the Entrepreneur Award. Would you first of all give a nice round of applause, ladies and gentlemen, and best of order as we welcome Corinne Bell. Corinne, I'm not sure we're in the enviable place of following the Singing Waiters, but we're going to hear your story. Now, you've got a fascinating story because you worked for Manchester City Council. You took redundancy in 2010. How much was that the moment that changed your life?
Very, very much. It was a big change of pace. I would say there have been 2 huge moments that have changed my life. One of them was in 2010 when I decided to take voluntary redundancy. One of the few things I think we can thank that coalition government for. And the second one was in 2014. A friend of mine who was working on a project with me told me about an amazing man, is that going to be unpopular today, called Adam Smith, who runs a really wonderful project called the Real Junk Food Project. And Adam had started this thing in Leeds called the Real Junk Food Project, and someone told me it was an amazing model. I went over to see him in April 2014, and the day after I went to visit Adam, I spent the entire day chatting to him about the project, the model, what he was doing, was incredibly inspired by it. And the day after, I sent him an email saying, I love everything that you're doing. I think I've been looking for something of my own to start for quite a while now. Can I bring the Real Junk Food Project to Manchester, and would you mind if I called it the Real Junk Food Project? And I still have the email. He sent me an email back that just said yes in capital letters with lots of exclamation marks after it, and now in capital letters with lots of exclamation marks after it. So I did.
And what is the Real Junk Food Project? What you set out to achieve?
It's a really simple model, which I think is why it's one of the easiest sells I've ever had in my life. We take food that would otherwise go to waste. We work with supermarkets, wholesalers, restaurants, cafes, any food business you can imagine. We source food that would otherwise go to waste. We cook it up into healthy, nutritious meals, and we serve them to anyone and everyone on a pay-as-you-feel basis.
And this has led to you're going to be opening a restaurant in a month's time.
I don't know how that happened. We were lucky enough about 2 months ago. We got some funding at the start of this year, and about 2-3 months ago we recruited for a chef, and were lucky enough to have the absolutely astounding multi-award winning Mary Ellen McTague, who used to run Ombre and Presswich and has trained under Heston Blumenthal and has had 3 Michelin stars in her career, send me a really lovely email saying, would it be okay if I applied? To which I thought, something's gone backwards here. Something's not quite right. I said, yeah, if you must, fine. So we now have a head chef and a sous chef. We have paid staff for the first time ever, and hopefully next month, if I'm very, very lucky and we clean really fast, we're hopefully going to be opening Manchester's first waste food, pay-as-you-feel, a la carte restaurant.
So when you think back, so you sat at your desk at Manchester City Council 6 years ago, could you see Corinne Bell today, what you've achieved?
It's a bit of a shocker. I think the gentleman who used to manage me, who I still see to this day and apologise to regularly because I was a nightmare to manage, we've both agreed that the safest thing for all concerned is that I run my own business and my own project, because it causes a lot less trouble if no one else has to try and manage me.
Lots of luck with the restaurant. Sounds amazing. Book me a table for 2 for the opening night. Corinne Bell, ladies and gentlemen. Right, let's move on to our next entrepreneur, and this is Jane Hines. Now, Jane is the founder of an inspired company called Kidyum. Been on a similar journey, I suppose, really, to Corinne, haven't you?
Sort of, yeah. It started probably 5 or 6 years ago. I had my second daughter in 2010, and at the time I was a chartered surveyor, working at the Co-op, actually, just down the road, and just was puring, cooking, freezing every single night. And it just, till like midnight every single night, trying to sort of leave the best nutritious meals for my children. And it struck me that I was doing this all the time, and the other thing I was doing was I was doing them for everyone else in the Heaton Moor area and delivering little parcels round. And my husband was getting really annoyed that he was paying for everyone's meals in Heaton Moor. And they sort of gave me a bit of inspiration, said, look, I'm passionate about food and nutrition, and I'm particularly passionate since having my daughters about children's nutrition. And I couldn't find what I felt was a suitable alternative to a home-cooked meal. So I'd go to work, and if I hadn't left them something I'd cooked, I felt it was a lesser quality. And that's really where it all began.
And where are you up to now? Explain how Kid Yum works.
It's taken a little bit of a while. So I got a phone call from a friend about 2.5 years ago saying, Jane, you've got to enter this competition. It's called Pitch Up with Sainsbury's, and they're looking for a food brand to launch nationally. So I didn't lie, but I sort of extended the truth about how far along I was in the process and got a few images together and went to Sainsbury's headquarters with 10 finalists, and I won a national contract. So we're now in 330 Sainsbury's nationwide, and we've just launched in Iceland Food Warehouse, and in about 3 months we're launching in another one of the big 4 top supermarkets. Can't say which because I've not signed the contract yet. And then we're exporting to Ireland from September. And there's another supermarket coming at the very, very end of the year.
And could anything have prepared you for actually meeting with those supermarkets and the way that supermarkets work?
Only alcohol, because it's absolutely brutal. It is so brutal, it really is. But I love it. I wouldn't change it. But I was actually talking to Kirsty before, because she's much further ahead of me in the game. And the sort of highs and lows are just unbelievable. The highs, you ride high, but you realise there's going to be a bit of a low coming soon. So yeah, it's challenging, but I absolutely love it.
And do you run before you can walk, in terms of, you've got lots of ideas now in your head about how to progress with this?
Yeah, I've got lots and lots of ideas. I'm generally held back by finance and my investors. But yeah, there's loads of ideas and plans, and sort of, I've got very much an 18-month strategy, which is planning out. And I'm sort of trying to grow at a rate that we can cope with, as opposed to saying yes to everything. I think it's sort of a bit slowly to begin with.
Is your husband a bit happier nowadays?
Well, actually, he's not that happy, because he was supposed to be coming today, but I NFI'd him because I found out my mum was in town.
Sorry, husband. Oh, there you go. Snooze and you lose. Well done, Mum. Thank you very much, Jane Hines. Well done, Jane, founder of Kid Yum. And Victoria is our final nominee in the Entrepreneur Award. You won't be surprised to hear what Victoria does. This is Victoria Molyneux. She is the founder of the online fashion retailer Want That Thread, looking stunning today. Is that your own creation?
Of course.
Of course it is. Where did the idea for the company come from?
Want That trend started when I was skint. I used to always look online trying to find a dress for 20 quid, but I struggled because it's either too booby or it gives you a camel toe. So I realised there was a gap in the market. So what it started was, I was pregnant, didn't want to go back to work, so I thought I'm going to sell a few dresses. Set up a Facebook page, registered my name, and then we've just processed last year, I think it's 368,000 orders and a Facebook following over 1 million followers. So it's been a whirlwind, but I think the success has come down to that I'm a real person. I take all the pictures myself. There's no Photoshop involved. It is literally just a selfie in the bedroom showcasing the product.
Yeah, I mean, you talk there, Want That Trend is the name of the company. How do you know what's on trend?
I think we're not very trend driven. What I try and design is clothing which flatters like figures. After being a mum myself, I know women, we don't like to showcase our belly or our arms, so I try and design clothing which hides all our insecurities, and I think that's why we've done so well.
Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? The fashion is very female dominated, yet quite often do you find that those fashion sort of houses aren't providing for the average woman.
It's all different, isn't it? I think loads of the retail now is targeted at the younger market. If you go up for things like, I love Karen Millen, but the prices are £180, £200 a dress, whereas most women in the world today won't be able to afford that on a dress. So I try and give their styles at like £20, so it's affordable for everyone, so every woman can feel good in what they wear.
You've now got a staff of 18. How do you inspire them?
Every day we're inspiring, we're growing, we're in the process of hopefully setting our own manufacturing company up. We've just purchased a digital printer machine, so hopefully the staff that have stayed with us from the start since last year will progress further with us, and hopefully the manufacturing it create lots of jobs for women on the seamstressing. So it's a accredited factory in the UK, so we won't be outsourcing.
Now tell me about the alternative Christmas jumper. What was this all about?
Well, I had the manufacturer saying we need to get Christmas jumpers online. I was like, Christmas jumpers aren't flattering, they make you feel really warm. I said, just make me a dress with Father Christmas on. So he made me this dress in September with Father Christmas on. And my partner's like, go and take your selfie upstairs. Like, it's September, no one's going to want to buy a Christmas dress. I went upstairs, took the selfie, and the orders was flying in for this Father Christmas swing dress. And I think we sold 2.9 million Christmas swing dresses.
How extraordinary is that?
So everyone asks me now, we're known for the Christmas swing, so I don't know how we're going to top it this year. Maybe the whole family can get involved too.
And you are in the entrepreneur category. Is that how you saw yourself when you started Want That Trend?
When I started it, I thought if I sell 2-3 dresses a week, it'll give me an income so I didn't have to pester my fella to buy me dresses. So I think we all look now, and I think I go in the office, I'm still shocked, still humble, still do all the packing, all the warehouse stuff, and I still love to get involved with it. And it's just, I can't believe it's here today, but if you love what you do, I think it's just going to naturally go further.
Fabulous. Many congratulations. Victoria Molyneux is our final nominee.